it's nice for you to come in and talk to us about TAG. Would you welcome everybody in the Women's Club?
Welcome everybody in the Women's Club. Well,
we've been laughing for the past hour and a half, so this should be a pretty cheerful, if chilly, interview.
Yes, we have had a good time. A very good story from Beth so far. But welcome to the Tappahannock Art Gallery.
Well, I'm excited to have a chance to talk with you about TAG and to show the club members some of the beautiful work inside the gallery. We'll look around a little bit, but if you look behind Liz, you'll see some very colorful paintings on the walls. I was wondering, how's the gallery doing during these challenging times? Are you ever open at all this winter? And do you plan to open once the farmer markets start up?
Well, in the spring, we did close as we were trying to figure out what we should or could do. Then in late summer, we did start to open up for the farmers markets once a month. And we kept their hours 9 to 1. And, but we have changed our hours now to December. And starting in December, we are open every Saturday from 10 to 2. Now, we have volunteers who docent for us, and some of them are concerned with their age and perhaps health issues about coming in and being with the public. So that is why we don't have more extended hours than that. But hopefully, as things improve and people feel more comfortable being around the public and helping us, we will have more days that we're open.
Well, that's exciting news. Well, from time to time, the gallery has had featured artists. Are they always member artists, or do you ever invite someone from outside the community?
Well, the gallery, on a typical year, and this year has not been a typical year, but a typical year, the gallery will have up to 8 shows. We have one about every 6 weeks. Now, there are 3 shows that we always have no matter what. First of all, we have the spring children's art show that we inherited from the Women's Club, and thank you so much. It's always one of the happiest shows that we have, and it's such a joy to do. It's a lot of work, which I think is why you gave it to us, but it's a lot of fun too, and their art is just incredible. The second one that we always have is the summer juried show, and that's where anyone in the locality, community, any artist can make an application to be in this particular show, and their work will be juried in. And the other show that we always have is our holiday show, and that is for our guild members, and that is what is on the other side of the gallery right now. That's our exhibit. But then we have 5 other shows, and it is a combination of our own artists. We've had Anna Raft, we've had Nathan Poe, we've had Ann Beverly Eubank with her watercolors, we've had Linda Shields with the wonderful oils. A lot of our artists have had a show. But we also like to have guest artists. It's a lot of fun to bring something different to the community. A couple of years ago, we had John Vaughn. Now, who would have thought John Vaughn? But he is a folk artist, and he makes this wonderful folk art. He had these beautiful gourds that he had made into birds, and of course, being a furniture maker, he had some really unique pieces, wooden pieces, and sort of quirky furniture pieces. So that was a lot of fun. We've had a photographer, Lou Lott from Richmond, and he layers images of his photography. So you get this, and a lot of times it's of dancers. So you get this idea of emotion in his photography. It's not something that's stagnant. It's really wonderful. We've had John Littell. Some of y'all might know of him. He is a sculptor, but he uses metal. If the shopping center down on 17 has that big, beautiful osprey in the nest, that's a piece by John Littell. We had Becky Dillard. I don't know if y'all remember Becky Dillard. She was a lovely person. Her brother, who is a professor of art down in Alabama, came and had a show, and he had this wonderful, wonderful Southern art. I've got the postcard that we used for his. His name is Vincent Cassee. And it was this soft art, but his people were, the people that he put in his art were, there would be scenes of the, maybe of the local store, you know, and everybody would be on the porch. And these weren't pretty people, but it was so interesting. And sometimes their hands were too big, or he showed their lumps and bumps and all of that, but that was really neat. And then one of my favorite shows, Anna Raft got two of her friends from Washington, D.C., two fabulous Black artists. I can't believe we got them in here. One of them was Vanessa Ruffin Colbert, and the other one was Eglin Daly, and he was Jamaican. And the art that they produced was just fantastic, and we were incredibly lucky. It was when they had their opening, it was a horribly windy day. I think the bridge, the Route 1 bridge was closed, or 301 bridge was closed or something. You know, they had a horrible time getting here, but it was so much fun, and we were incredibly lucky. So yes, we have both.
Well, that's an exciting thing to think we can bring fine artists from all around the country, really, to share with the people in Tappahannock. How does one become a member artist here? Oh,
it is so easy to become a member artist here.
Come join.
Come join. You just go online, just Google us, and our website will come up. Go into the menu, and there's a place where you can make an application. There's an application fee of $25. Now, we have two types of artists, if you want to join. We have associate artists, and those typically would be artists that are just up and coming and are still practicing, trying to figure out what they're doing. Then we have the exhibiting artists who really are full-fledged artists. They are, Bess is an associate artist, and she really could be an exhibiting artist, for instance. But they're allowed to have 5 works in the gallery. And they, exhibiting artists also have duties that go along with their membership to help the gallery. So it's very easy, and dues are very low. It's $50 to be associate for the year and $100 to be an exhibiting artist.
I'm going to jump around. I think at the end of the program we'll walk around and look at some of the paintings in the gallery, but I hear a lot of talk these days about plein air painting. So can you tell me what that is and how it's different from studio painting?
Well, let me first talk about studio painting. You're under a roof. You have heat or air conditioning. You have a nice flat surface to lay your work on. You have control. Plein air painting means simply painting outside. And it's really becoming very popular again. It became very popular, and it was the way to paint, especially during the Impressionist period. So when you think of Van Gogh, you think of Cézanne, you think of Monet, they were all plein air painters. But it doesn't mean that it's easy. You really do have to have good equipment. George Jennings would tell you all about the equipment that he uses. But you have to have good equipment, a really good easel, something that won't blow away. Your palette has to be able to be bolted on this thing so it doesn't blow away. You need a good hat, you need bug spray, you need suntan lotion, you know, you need an umbrella maybe. You hope you don't get sunburned, you hope you don't get freezing. The wind is blowing, trying to blow you away. And sometimes you have encounters with animals. So, but they love it. These artists who do it absolutely love it. Mornings and evenings, the light is what they're going for. That's when you get your shadows and your depths. When you paint, say at noon, all your light is coming straight down and things sort of flatten out. But you really get more depth in the morning and evening lights. So they have to work quickly. But because they work quickly, their paintings have a energy to them. They're sort of loose and freer because they have to get this done in one sitting. I mean, they can go back into the studio and fine-tune it, but they have to get the bulk of this painting done quickly. And so it makes a wonderful painting with lots of energy. Now, we have several plein air painters. George Jennings is one of our members here. He does plein air. He also, we have some of his work here. That one, and that one too, those are George Jennings. And he also has his studio across Prince Street. Another plein air painter that you may be familiar with is Joey Burrow. He grew up here in town, and he's a wonderful painter. He came and painted with our group in the 2019 plein air event that we had. And he still comes back here. His parents had a home on the river, so he still comes back to visit. So those are our two famous plein air painters here in town.
Can you tell us a little bit about the plein air weekend that TAG is sponsoring this fall?
Oh, this is going to be just fantastic. We had our first one in 2019, and we were going to have one last spring that we had to cancel because of that damn virus. It's called Thailand's Plein Air. We will accept up to 40 artists. That's about all that we can handle. But it's going to be so much fun. They will arrive on October 13th. It's a Wednesday. We welcome them with a reception. They paint Thursday, Friday, and part of Saturday. We host a picnic for them. We're open in the morning so that they can come get a cup of coffee and find directions. But they will paint until mid-Saturday when they have to put their paintings into the frames for a wet paint exhibition. Most of them are oil painters. They use oil paint, which takes forever to dry, so that's why we call it a wet paint exhibition, because oil paints can take a week or more to cure, where you could actually touch the painting and not get paint on you. But they very carefully frame their paintings and they're ready to hang. In conjunction with that, on that Saturday, October 16th, we will have the TAG Fall Festival that we have as a fundraiser. And it has been at the Rose Hill Barn, and it has been a great time. But being that it is in conjunction with this plein air, it's just going to be fantastic. When you think that each of these painters probably will do at least 3 paintings, if we have 40 painters, that's 120 wow. Beautiful paintings of our local scenery. They love our marshes. They love our river. They love the fields. They love the old homes. The Welfords invite them up to paint up there. Wheatland, they go to Wheatland. They come down to Rose Hill to paint. They paint here in town. There are people who have invited them to the Piscataway to paint. You know, it's just a wonderful time. These are really nice people too. I met all of them, all of the painters that we had in 2019, and they were just a really nice bunch of people. Artists are quirky, but it's okay. It's okay to be different. But this will be fantastic. When you think that on that Saturday, you'll not only have all this beautiful art, these really interesting artists, you'll have the whole community there, hopefully. You'll have, your ticket will buy you a couple of drinks, you'll get a free dinner, and you'll have music. What more could you ask for? It's just going to be a fabulous, fabulous time.
It really sounds like a great celebration of art and music and community. I can't wait. Well, tell me something, is that if a Women's Club member wanted to be a part of that weekend, how could she help and who should she contact?
Well, if you wanted to paint, if you're brave enough to be a plein air painter, registration starts online July 30th at 1:00 p.m. sharp. First come, first serve for the first 40 artists. We are advertised in this beautiful national plein air magazine. So we expect to get people from as far away as New Jersey, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, West Virginia, and of course all in Virginia also. So it's going, I mean, it's going to fill up fast, we think. Now, if you want to help, these painters, they're coming in on Wednesday. They're probably either leaving Saturday night or Sunday morning. And probably more than half of them will get a motel room. But that's a lot of expense to them. And there's something that we are calling host housing. And we have offered it to those who would like to participate in host housing. So if you have an extra bedroom or a cottage or a guest house or somewhere where we could park a few of these artists, it would be a great help. They're really nice people. I was not nervous having the artists in my home. They're very nice, very nice. They leave early in the morning to go paint, and you don't see them till later. You don't have to feed them. If you want to offer them coffee, that's great, and that's about all you have to do. And of course, at the very least, buy a ticket. Buy a ticket and bring your friends and bring your family and just have a fabulous time. It's going to be the social event of the year.
Oh, I love it. Well, thank you, Liz. That's just been so fascinating to hear about what plein air artists do and what they are going to do around Essex County in October of 2021. I'd like to take the camera now and show people around a few of the paintings. Maybe you'll tell me about some of them as we walk around the room.
Okay. Well, we'll start. We have many of our watercolors over here. I hope that you can see them. Sometimes you get a glare. But we have artists. This is Gwen Litchfield. Mm-hmm. She's from King and Queen. And a lot of her watercolors are here. A couple of these are Peggy Reynolds from up the county. This one is a pencil, and it's pretty cute, the frog on the. And then she's done a very soft pastel, and that's very nice. Then we have Sammy Anderson, who does very modern pieces. Okay, very modern pieces. And then this is, all of these are grouping watercolors by my sister, Anne Beverly Eubank, and they are lovely. We have works by, this is a sort of new artist. She's only been with us a couple of years, Laura Marquesh from across the river. This is Anna Raft. And a very abstract Rose Hill barn. And then coming around, we have the oil paintings. A couple of them are by Wes Waters and King Queen, and others are by George Jennings. These next two are by Linda Shields. She has a wonderful, loose sort of style of her work. Coming around, we have another Laura Marquesh on top, and an oil painting of fall trees by George Jennings. Ellen Werner.
Do you have any of her work?
Yes. Yes, the barn was Ellen Werner, and oh, she has a big one up front. So as we're coming around, it's more oil paintings. Some of these are pastels, and now you're coming into watercolors. Some more watercolors. We always hang these on our side walls. These are Frank Rixey. Frank Rixey is one of our founding members, and you could not ask for a better person to have by your side. And this is a Laura Marquesh. And then these wonderful, this top one and the lower one are pastels by Jackie Levitt. Just wonderful paintings. Some of the botanicals you see, including this one of the Calla Lily, is from one of our newer artists, Celeste Johnson. And she is helping us with our third Thursdays sip and dips that we have, where we have little classes and have probably 5 or 6 people come in at a time. And then Sally Helmenberger has her photography, and she has moved into some painting too. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much, Liz, for taking us around the art gallery today. We really appreciate you coming. Thank you for doing this for me.
Well, thank you. Thank you for letting us share this very special place.
I know the women of the club have really enjoyed this.
Well, and they are welcome here at any time.
All right.
Okay.
So bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.